Kicking off our list with the first major spiritual difference between a counterfeit and a Godsent. The Godsent comes to bring you peace. The Godsent will always come to bring you peace, calm. They exist in the absence of chaos and confusion, whereas the counterfeit only comes to bring you chaos, confusion, and doubt. Okay, let that sink in because we're about to go in. Come on, Holy Spirit. God would never send you something to intentionally destroy you. Okay. Now, I know y'all are like, oh no, there's so many stories, there's so many examples of, God's children being in these unfavorable situations. Okay, I know, I know this. I know y'all were going to come for me in the comments or in your minds. It's okay. He would never intentionally send you something to destroy you. He might allow it. Okay, we mentioned that in the beginning, that the Lord may allow, okay, he has allowed situations that seem like they were about to take you out of this world, okay, that made it seem like you were walking through valleys of shadows of death, okay, but you can still hold fast that you will not be touched. It was just walking through the valley, honey. You weren't touched in the valley, okay? So recall the story of Job, obviously, which is a great example of how the Lord allowed everything to be stripped from that man's life but his very breath, okay? He lost everything. And I know some of you all have gone through that same stripping season, that same pruning season, that same season of loss to be able to understand and appreciate the gain, to be able to understand and appreciate the Godsends, to be able to distinguish between when God is allowing you to be tested for a season and when the enemy is just up to no good and the Lord has to put a stop to it, okay? So he would never send you something to intentionally destroy you unless he was allowing something that the enemy conjured up or that he is using it to build you back up, okay? God removes with the intention to replace, okay? God strips with the intention to add, okay? To add the increase, to add back what he removed, okay? I was trying to find a word that rhymed with strips, but that's okay. He removes to replace, okay? Holy Spirit had never take something away without the intention of replacing it tenfold, hundredfold, okay? We know this. When God blesses you, it is double portion, okay? When God removes, you can expect double. You can expect to be compensated. You can expect to be reimbursed in the way that he is going to give you something better than you could ever imagine in its place. So when he's removing counterfeits from your life and you're thinking that you're losing everything, no, honey, he's absolutely going to bless you with a Godsent, but he had to make physical room for you to receive that person, for you to receive that opportunity. So I really want you all to understand the difference there, because the counterfeit is sent to remove without replacing. They are sent to take from you without replacing, okay? They are sent to take away your peace, to take away your spiritual mindedness, okay? Your groundedness in the Holy Spirit, okay? Your ability to be ground and sound and planted and firmly planted in your identity and in Jesus, okay? The counterfeit comes to create confusion in your life, to create chaotic situations, to add to confusion that may be existing, okay? And I don't want to limit it to romantic partnerships, because this can happen in any scenario. You could encounter a potentially beneficial business opportunity and it turns out to be with a counterfeit. It turns out to be with someone who does not have fruit, who does not understand the vision, who's really here to tear you down, who's really here to latch on to you because you're thriving and all they want to do is suck the life out of you like a parasite, okay? This opportunity may have come up and you may not have had the level of discernment that you needed to be able to weed out that person. And so you go into business with them and you find that your business is failing all of a sudden. You find that you're losing money. Okay, you're spending more money on this person, on this investment than, a kid in college. You know what I mean? Like, you are bleeding cash and you're understanding and you're trying to understand, Lord, how is this prosperous? How am I prospering right now? I thought I was supposed to be, thriving by, partnering with greatness. And the Lord is saying, that wasn't me. That was not me. You were not able to discern that opportunity, and I had to allow it so that you could come back to me to seek my face so that I could tell you that's not me. My sheep hear my voice and they know me. They respond to me. I'm not saying that you do not, that you're not in his flock at that moment, okay? But it is to say your discernment was off. And if you can own that, God will remove that counterfeit and set you up to be replaced, for that gap to be filled, okay? So it's imperative that you understand it's not just, romantic relationships, but man, those hurt the worst, don't they? In the counterfeit relationships, there is no greater teacher than pain, okay? And it sucks that it's that way, but unfortunately, a lot of us have learned the most pivotal moments in our life have been as a result of a painful experience. But let it produce purpose. Purpose is birthed from pain, okay? So take heart, honey. Your pain is not in vain. It is birthing purpose right now.